Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another video. This time we're getting a little personal.
Today we are doing a recap on who we are and why we're here.
18 months ago, we published a video entitled Our Story and how we came to be moving to Disney World. And this is an addendum to that. It's more of an update. We love also watching other YouTube content creators, and we love getting to know a little bit more about their personal lives and kind of an insight into like behind the scenes, like what they do outside of content creation. And that's what we're doing today.
Just a little recap on what our plan was 18 months ago. I cannot believe it would spend 18 months. It's crazy. Basically, our goal was to quit our full-time jobs and move to Florida and run our travel agency.
So in that video, we talked about our background and what we were doing, where we had been, everything from like what we had done, what our training was, the fact that I had been in the military and then done like more construction project management, and Leslie had been more of a nurse. And we were quitting all of that to go full-time on a travel agency called Fantastical Vacations, which we do currently run. Fast forward 18 months, and this is where we're at.
Our focus was to run Fantastical Vacations full-time. We wanted to live more intentionally. We wanted to be in control of our time and our travel and our lives a little bit more than we had whenever we were working our regular 9-to-5s.
So if you followed our journeys through the Moving to Orlando series, you will have seen that that is exactly what we did. But if we back out of that a little bit, we moved down here. It took 2 different moves to get us down here. I went back for a month to finish my W-2 full-time job with my employer in Tulsa for 4 weeks, and then I came down to join Leslie and the kids here in Orlando. And since then, we've been focused full-time on building this travel agency. We spend every day, literally 7 days a week. It's funny, people say that you quit a 9-to-5 to work 24/7. That's entirely true.
Yep.
But what we love most about this life that we've built is that it all kind of flows together.
During the week, like what our day-to-day life looks like is we get the kids off to school, and then Dan and I typically head out to the back patio and have coffee and start working. And then that kind of rolls into our workout for the day. So at some point midday, we will do either like a run walk, or we have just recently started getting back into CrossFit, so we'll go to the gym. But sometime in the middle of the day, we'll do some type of workout routine.
So what's interesting is that that we used to do after work. And so what I mean by it's all kind of like this fluid thing is there's no more 9-to-5 work and then come home and then an hour and a half dedicated to working out, and then an hour dedicated to cooking dinner, and then a couple hours dedicated to either family time or maybe relaxing on the couch watching a show, and then sleep, and then get up and then repeat all of that over again. So it's all like we travel, we hang out with the kids, we work out, it's all like the day. So after we work out, we'll come back, and most times we will either do content creation or we will focus on the travel agency. And that's everything from quoting vacations to booking vacations to maybe doing meetings with the other travel agents. Weekends come and it's more of the same. So like there's no Monday through Friday with weekends set aside for just like family time or whatever. It's all like 7 days a week. It's all fluid. And so we started that whenever we got down here, whenever I got down here at the very end of January 2022. And then we've just kept it going.
Yeah, so the weekends do have a little bit more where we try to build in some specified family time, but it's funny how the days just kind of, they often, we don't know what day of the week it is unless the kids are going to school. Summer gets very confusing. But Aiden works for about 4 days a week, so we work around that. And then we also work around possibly like friends coming in town, meeting up with people in the parks, or working on location in different areas that we like around Orlando.
Okay, so if you go back to that video from 18 months ago, we had 4 main goals that we were gonna focus on coming here and moving to Orlando and living by Disney World, and we're gonna update how we are doing on all of those. The first one was to create more content, and we have done this absolutely. This was pretty key in advertising and marketing the business and us as the travel agents. Side note, thank you so much to everyone that has used Fantastical Vacations over the last 18 months. It has meant everything to us. us. And that's what allows us to continue bringing you this content today.
We produce 2 podcasts a week. So over at Addicted to the Mouse on wherever you get your podcasts, we publish on Sundays and Wednesdays over there. And then we do 2 videos a week as well. And so we have dedicated ourselves to trying every table service restaurant in Disney World property. And so we are over halfway done with those, but we're excited to see where that series continues to go because we want to dive into brunch. We want to go to the Universal restaurants as well as quick service and even just like area restaurants around Orlando.
That's really important for us, or it was really important for us, because the Dining at Disney series on Thursdays, that allowed us to have date nights and then us to also bring the kids and have family meals out. And then we can also use that time for content creation or marketing of the business. It's funny what happens whenever you align like what you want to do with travel and Disney and theme parks and Universal with what you do for a business. And once you can do that, like it has allowed us to really live intentionally as far as making sure every minute counts and aligning like both sets of goals, from making and earning a living to helping our clients to having that family time, that quality time before the kids leave the house.
Sunday's videos tend to be more of a vlog type series, or our personal experiences of moving to Orlando or things that we're doing around Orlando.
Yeah, and then finally we have a Patreon account. We have started a group over there. It's patreon.com/addictedtothemouse. Check us out there if you'd like to support the show even more than watching. But we hang out with all of those folks over there quite a bit. We do live streams, we do happy hours, we do giveaways quite a bit over there. And then we do also record a podcast that we call On The Go Podcast. So it's basically us on our iPhones, like as we are exploring Orlando and the theme parks. We do kind of a behind the scenes, our experiences doing that outside of the edited content for the patrons over there.
Our next goal that we talked about on that video was exploring more of Orlando and Florida in general, and we are still working on that. We find that we stumble into the parks often, and we still love it, and so we go to Disney and Universal a lot, and so we are still working at trying to explore even more outside of the park areas.
Yeah, it's funny how you move down here and you go and you quit your jobs and you focus on this business, and all of a sudden you have all this stuff that you have to do, so your hours in your day get pretty jammed up with all this important stuff. So ways that we've been able to do that, we've talked about a couple of them here on the Moving to Orlando series before, but number one, like every time we exercise, like sometimes we'll go to the gym, but sometimes we'll like go to Disney World and walk, like we'll either walk the loop from the transportation and ticket center over to Contemporary and back, or we'll go to Disney Springs and walk that big loop. So we do get exercise in those parks. We will also work on location certain places. So maybe we'll do a video and then stop the video and then like have lunch at a Disney resort or a Disney Springs, something like that. Or we will go to local restaurants. There's a brewery that's pretty close that's really, really good that we'll work at for a couple of hours just to get out of the house, and it sparks some creativity and gets us a little bit of exploration, but also work too.
Yeah, we definitely still have plenty of places that we want to explore in the state of Florida and things that we want to do, and we will eventually get to them all.
The third goal from 18 months ago was to grow the travel agency, and oh my goodness, this has been huge and it has been so fulfilling. Huge shout out to all of our agents over at Fantastical Vacations. We love the culture there that we have grown, and we want to continue to grow that. This is something that we are super excited about. Growth in one form or fashion is very, very important to us. We actually got asked just recently if we were going to widen the net on like the different suppliers and destinations that we represent, and honestly, probably not. Our growth is more vertical, so we keep the focus where our expertise is the most, where we can bring the most value to clients, and that's on Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and some all-inclusive resorts. But we want to make sure that we dive in and we really get to know each one of those destinations more and really get that expertise that is pretty key in planning these vacations.
Yes. So the other way that we are growing vertically is bringing on new agents from time to time. So we have been very focused on having a slow growth. We really want to build that culture and not build in our numbers too quickly. And we just love our group so much. We have had several meetups in person that have been incredible, where we just get to build that team and that culture and that camaraderie even further. And that is something that we truly value, is the group that we have managed to put together.
We've even started a mentorship program over there, which has actually been wonderful seeing that program develop.
In this vertical growth, we have had the honor of becoming U-Preferred with Universal and earmarked with Disney. And we honestly have everybody out there to thank for that, for booking with our agency and trusting us and helping us grow, and that we are just so incredibly appreciative of.
The fourth and final goal that we set for ourselves 18 months ago was to continue to travel, and this is something that we are super focused on. Again, for us, once we aligned what we really were passionate about with travel to these destinations, and then creating an agency that represented other people traveling to these destinations, it just makes sense. And so this year alone, we have been to Aulani, we have been to Disneyland, and we have got several vacations to these destinations set up to not only create content to bring to all of you, but to actually experience these destinations and these suppliers in different ways. And so, for instance, Disney Cruise Line, we've got 3 cruises set up for Disney Cruise Line. We are doing the first one here in less than 2 months. It is our 20th year anniversary to this year, so we are actually doing a vow renewal for our next trip on Disney Cruise Line to Alaska this June. So look forward to that. We're going to not only cover the cruise itself, but also the process of doing a vow renewal in that series. And then after that, we are doing a Northern European cruise on the Disney Dream. That is coming later this summer. And then finally, we are doing a Christmas time cruise on the Disney Fantasy out of Port Canaveral over Thanksgiving week. And so
cannot wait.
All 3 of those we are just so excited about. They are new destinations for us on Disney Cruise Line for sure.
We're already looking to next year to try to figure out what we want to do at that point. Our oldest graduates high school this next year, and so we'll probably lean into maybe some things that he might want to do a little bit for one of those vacations. But then also, I know that we have so many big goals of possibly getting to Japan or Southeast Asia, or exploring more of Europe, or possibly doing an Adventures by Disney vacation. So there's so many dreams to come that we would love to take you along for.
Real quick, let's talk about our goals moving forward. I think these 4 main goals still, they get kind of modified and tweaked a little bit moving forward. So definitely want to continue the content creation. Leslie mentioned bringing a brunch series once we've done all the table service restaurants on Disney, and then we want to translate that into also quick service Disney locations, and then Universal food. We really want to do that. And then finally, like Greater Orlando dining establishments. Yes. I think that would be super fun. We want to continue the moving to Orlando videos on Sunday, but alongside the vlogs, we want to get into parks more. We're going to do more of these maybe interactive videos where it's a little bit more about our personal lives.
And we'd also love to maybe even start exploring the resorts a little bit more, and maybe focusing on the activities that you could do whenever you're having some downtime, whenever you're staying at these fabulous locations.
We want to continue to explore the area. We'd love to bring more content outside of the theme parks, but there's so much content inside the theme parks, honestly, and that's kind of where our focus is, not only inside the agency, but on this channel. So I'm not sure how much outside of the parks we will do.
As far as growing the travel agency, of course we want to still do that, but we have a very solid goal of continuing that culture that we have built there, and so we definitely don't want to grow that too quickly. We want to pour back into our agents and make sure that they are developing and growing, as well as the agency as a whole.
Continuing travel is always going to be at the forefront of not only taking the kids to let them experience different cultures and different destinations, but also to bring that expertise to you in the form of content or helping you plan your next magical vacation to one of these destinations.
Yes. So if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.